outside the dank recesses of this Thai cave. It's the sound of triumph. After 18 harrowing days, the Wild Boar soccer team, 12 boys and their coach, weekend but free. A monumental task that so many volunteered for, one ex-Thai Navy SEAL even giving his life for it. And for some here at Maysai, perhaps this miraculous rescue from the cave that was once the boys' captor, all kismet. According to Thai legend, the lush, beautiful Doi Nang Non mountain in Chiang Rai province is inhabited by the spirit of a mythical princess. In fact, locals say that if you look closely, you can actually see the figure of the sleeping princess.
The idea is, if she's happy, she will smile favorably and help a good outcome.
Here on the outskirts of the fabled mountain, under the watchful eye of this majestic Buddhist statue, sits the soccer team's home district of Maysai. One of the local youth teams that plays on this slightly ragged soccer field is dubbed the Mupop, Thai for Wild Boars. The team is composed of kids from schools around the district ranging in age from 11 to 16. Day 1, Saturday, June 23rd. This video was taken that fateful morning of the Wild Boars practicing out on the field. Posted on Facebook by their 25-year-old assistant coach known as Coach Ake. The boys used to practice on this soccer field a couple of times a week, and they left from here to go on that ill-fated trip to that cave, but not before first stocking up at this store. Now, this is actual video taken that day of the 12 boys and Coach Ake making the roughly 45-minute bike trek up this road towards their destination. Two members of the Wild Boars who did not make the trip told us that team excursions into the caves were nothing unusual.
I've gone inside 4 times. It takes about 5 or 6 hours.
Was it scary at all when you went into the caves?
No. Because when we visit the cave, we all go together and bring plenty of flashlights and food.
At about 1 p.m., the team arrives at the entrance of the cave, chaining their bikes to a rail and leaving behind their backpacks and soccer cleats before going inside. Later that day, the boys were supposed to gather at the home of teammate Pirpat to celebrate his 16th birthday. A cake is waiting for the occasion, but the team never arrives. It is the beginning of the rainy season, and sure enough, while they're in the cave, outside, it begins to rain. And rain hard.
At the time, I felt nervous and worried because the parents told me that the kids went missing and they couldn't reach them.
Anxiety turns to alarm when the coach finally learns of the team's trip to the cave. He rushes to the site.
I was stunned and shocked because I know that cave, and if the water starts rising, the entrance is going to get completely blocked off.
The soccer team is trapped. Friends and family gather at the mouth of the cave, now blocked by torrents of floodwater. They call out to the boys. Soon, the families are joined by hundreds of rescue workers. More than 1,000 of the small nation's military deploy in the rescue effort. And Thailand is not alone. Halfway across the world, a renowned British cave rescue organization gets a call for help and responds immediately. The British team includes 2 of the best cave divers in the world, John Valanthan and Rick Stanton.
They started out their cavers, that was their sport. So that enables them to go through into places that other people can't get.
My colleague James Longman among the first foreign journalists to witness the massive rescue mission.
There were rescuers and volunteers everywhere you look, and if you look up there you can see oxygen tanks being stacked up outside the entrance to the cave. Those are for the divers.
By midweek, nearly 50 pumps brought in, by this point working furiously to drain the cave. The cave under that mountain is an architect's fever dream. In one cavern, ceilings soar like a Buddhist temple. In the next, nothing more than a crawl space. And somewhere in this 6-mile labyrinth, the missing team. On day 9, an electrifying discovery. Those British divers surface deep inside the mountain.
How many of you? 13. Brilliant.
All 12 long-lost boys and their coach gathered together, exhausted, hungry, but alive.
Many people are coming.
The families outside the cave are overjoyed. Now, a new mission begins, getting them out before coming rains fill the already submerged cavern. The world watches as they're examined by medical experts who surprisingly find them in relatively good health.
My health is good.
Of the many options considered, the most viable one was having the boys swim out with the divers. But as I found out when I visited a nearby cave, it's easier said than done.
Some of these passageways are so narrow, you kind of just have to scoot on your butt or crawl to get through.
Making a complex situation even worse, many of these boys don't even know how to swim, much less scuba dive. Only a select few divers have the expertise to conquer the inside of this cave. Among them, 38-year-old former Thai Navy SEAL Saman Gunan, who came out of retirement to help. Just days earlier, he posted this video online as he boarded his flight to join the rescue efforts. May good luck be with us to bring the boys back home, he said. But while laying oxygen tanks along the escape route, he became unconscious. Found by his buddy diver, he could not be revived. His fellow SEALs wrote, "His determination and good intention will always be in the heart of all SEAL brothers. Today, you get some good rest. We will complete the mission for you." On day 15, with the threat of rain running high and oxygen in the cave running low, officials decide they can wait no longer. It's go time.
ความพร้อมถึงพีคสุดละวันนี้เราปฏิบัติการ D-Day.
Today is D-Day. We are 100% ready.
Ambulances are positioned near the cave, and helicopters are also ready to take the boys to the hospital. And the hospital itself is prepared for the worst. My colleague Adrian Bankert was outside that hospital.
These stretchers are lined out. Security has told us that these are for the first boys to be rescued from that cave.
10 a.m. local time. The first group of 18 divers enter the cave. Some head directly for the boys' location.
There's no playbook for this. There's no protocol list for this.
The riskiest part of the dive begins immediately. The trio dives down, looking for a small hole that will lead them away from the Pattaya beach. Buddy teams are used, with the lead diver carrying an extra tank of air. A second diver assists and at times physically hauls the boy through the water. Officials say each boy was given anti-anxiety medication to help soothe their nerves before the rescue. It takes hours for the teams to make the slow passage to safety, but at 5:40 p.m., success, as the first boy emerges from the cave.
That is the first ambulance. The whole world has been waiting to see this.
But just 2 hours later, there is more good news.
The third and the fourth came out about 7:40 p.m. and 7:50. Today was very successful, more than we expected.
The next 3 days, the rescue divers going back in, every day more adept at maneuvering through those narrow passageways. The last 4 players and the coach brought out today. The last to come out, the coach. Sources telling us it was a close call, saying that shortly after the coach was extracted from the cave, the main pump gave out. The cave filling back up with water. It's day 18, and the mood is jubilant outside the hospital.
Everyone had their cell phones out like we were at a concert, and they were all celebrating the fact that the final ambulance had come through.
It seems after days of being trapped inside the mountain, wild boars and their coach may be on the road to recovery. But the ordeal has taken its toll.
We understand the coach actually is probably among the weakest because he gave his food away.
For now, the kids can only dream about what they crave, a traditional spicy treat of basil fried rice. And we're learning that for the first time tonight, the boys will be reunited with their families. And you can bank on a round of hugs 18 days in the making. For Nightline, I'm Matt Gutman in Mae Sai, Thailand.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.